I would like to introduce my final program, food order machine. So I made a five functionality, initial, order, and modify, print, and checkout. So let's move on to the main function. Uh, I using the see out and the print menu, which is this one. Uh, this is for customer to follow the instruction and 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 uh, and introduce a brief uh, instruction meaning. So and after that, I using the while loop to keep executing the instruction until you typing the instruction, which is a checkout, to pay the money. So let's execute this program and see how it looks like. Okay, I execute the terminal window. I see the instruction menu, and which is this one. So if I type this system asks me to type some instruction. So if I type initial, for example, and while it will execute the pro the program, because I use the initial. What does the initial mean? Because I include the initial from include the initial then CPP, which is this one, and it has the function of initial. So if I type the instruction initial, and and it will call the initial function from the initial then CPP, so that it can execute the program. Okay, so before introduce the detail of initial, I I first of all I to introduce the client order and edge. This is the class client order to store the each order of food, and this class including the three private data, which is food, number, and price. And uh, I create the member function, which is set and get food and price, because these these data are private. So I write it the main function to access the private data. Okay, let's let's describe about the detail of initial then CPP. First of all, I I connected I create the offstring out order food dot dat. This is mean that I connected offstring to food dot dat, and the format is binary. So after that, I write this one to ensure the offstring work properly. After that, I declare the plain order, the blank order. So I using the for loop executing the 100 times. That means I create 100 empty order, and all order then write dot write. That means that I write the uh, blank order to the food dot dat. So now after complete this, I using the see out, so that make the customer know that the initial completed. Okay, so come back to the terminal window. If I type the order, it will show that here is today's menu. Okay, let's introduce the detail of order and CPP. So here is some header file, and I declare the count, food, and number, which is that the count is to count the total number of order, because remember that before the initial and CPP, I restrict the number of order, so we cannot take more than 100 order. And next one is food and none, to let the users to input the food name and number of food. And here is the create our menu. This is for create menu, and I'm using the map to achieve this program. After that, I create the f string, which is that the combination of uh, if string and f string, because here is the all ios dot I can ios dot out column. So and worth noting that I using the ios is column app, because we can ensure that it doesn't override the previous data we store, because we might execute order more than once. So this is ensure that it doesn't override the previous data. So so I, so after declare the f string, we have to ensure that this one will connect successfully. Here is the cout for the customer to know what the menu we serve today. Okay, let's move on to the while loop. So so this is for that customer to know input the food name, and here is the important one is saying that ignore, because I using a tricky uh, trap, that is I use complete combination of get line and c in. So after execute the while loop, it will uh, recycle again. So to make sure that get line will get the right instruction, so that I using the c dot ignore. and if I using the get line, which is if I type input the food, which is no, that means that you don't want to order the food, or the you order more than 100, and it will break the while loop. Okay, so after that, the cout is that customer to know how many food do you want, and input the number of food, and after I'm input, I use this one to find this this menu we create, and find the specific food. uh, if we if if we if the food, if this one is means that we find the food, if we find the food, we will uh, store the food name and the set price to the client class client, and then using the write to store into the food.dat, and then count plus plus. So so after doing that, you you go back to the while loop. So if you type the food which is not from the menu, it will see out some sorry, we don't serve this food. And the last one is in out dot close. Okay, let's try this order food. So the system asks me to order the food. So if I enter the milk tea and type the number of food, for example, I want one milk tea here. So that means I create successfully. So what if I use not the full name, it, and the number? The system tell me that this is not on the menu. So I try this again, and for example two. Yeah, I want to two cola. So if I don't want to create a new order, and I type no here, so you complete the order process. So so after so we if we want to know while we order the food, we can use the print type the print to know while we have food here. Just now I just type the milk tea and cola, which have 1 and 2, and the price is two, uh, 25 NT dollars and 60 NT dollars, and the system will calculate the 85 NT dollars. So why? Because let's moving on the detail of print.cpp. Okay, create a if string called in order, which is connected to the full DAT, and this one is ensure that if string executes successfully. So this one is bring out all of the order here. Here bring out all of the order, and the set wait is the function that helps in formatting the output by specifying a minimum number of characters. In this case, I using the 15 characters, and this one is reading all of the. Oh, that means that I read all of the file and print it out. So if the however we might have a lot of blank order, which because I set the default constructor. So I additionally write the if the get price is not 0, that means that it is not a blank order. So we can see out the specific here, the specific food and number and the total price. And after that we use this to calculate this one total. This is total, and we finish the program. Oh, by the way, I like to I introduced in order dot close, because we have to making a good habit that close the IO string after finish the program. Okay, I'm moving on to the next instruction. If I want to type the modify here. Oh, let's moving on to the modifier.cpp. Okay, so here is the main create our menu. Like previous I said, uh, this one is create I of string connected to full.dat. Here is ensure that I of string connect successfully. Oh, here is that cin.ignore, because before going to the while, it comes out the get line dot search food again. So we have to ensure that we can get the right search food. So we have to use cin.ignore to clear remaining new line character in an input buffer. So we go into the while loop. Here is the okay. Here is the we declare the confirm, find, and search food. Uh, the confirm is to add whether we want to modify the order. The find is to check whether the food is on the customer's order list. And the search food is that search the food name by the modified by the customer is the variable. Anyway, so here is the enter food name, which is that. Here we see on the terminal window. So if we type the search food, like here we see if I want to modify the milk tea, here it will show out this one and the total number, and the system will ask me that oh, here is that if we don't want to order modify the food, we can use the no to break. We told this later. And here is that remove the wrong pointer to the file, and then correct the pointer to the beginning of the file. That's mean this line code meaning, and this is that to check that is food. Yeah, because if he's want to try to search the milk tea in the customer order, which is from the full.dat. So he will read the file, the whole file. If we find the search target food, which is milk tea, that means that we find the food we want to modify. So after we find out the target food, we will output some line, which is this one here. What is output line? Here is the prototype here. So here is the total, which is the price from the original price, and then we store the total variable temporarily, and then see out this one. Okay, to let the customer know that the current data, and then after executing the output line, we we use the cout to ask to let customer to know whether want to modify the order. So if I want to update, we type yes. Oh, sorry, y. So we have to see in some number. Here is the confirm, which is bool, and seeing to ensure that clear remaining new line character, because after executing the while loop it will come back to the get line, so to ensure that. Okay, if we type y like we do this, we see in some the number. So for example, I want to modify into the 2. Okay, that is successfully. And after doing that, uh, the the 2 will set into the client to modify uh, the the client, but however we have to uh, really modify the file is that using the in our order dot write. Before doing this, we have to correct the pointer to to clear out the wrong pointer, and then seek the right uh, right current pointer, and then we override this to what we want to modify the number and the price. Okay. Oh, after doing this, we close the in out order. Okay, and let's try this again. If we want to check the however milk tea. Yes, actually we successfully the new number of food, that is 2. Okay, so we can, so we if we don't want to update, we press no. And if you don't want to modify anymore, you can type the no. Okay, you successfully complete the modify. After that, if anything's going well and that's all for your order, you can type the checkout uh, instruction here. Okay, I introduced about the detail of checkout.cpp. Here is the create IO string in order for .dat, and here is the ensure open successfully. Here is the go through all of the order. Well, read all the whole file, and then if the price isn't 0, it will add it into the total, which is the all order you have to pay. So here is the cout that customer that know the total is what money, and then play your check. So now we have to here we have to type the money, which is have to pay more than the total money. But I before I made it a, a tricky function, so that if the customer do not pay over the total price, I will ask you to pay more money to reach the total. For example, I type the $50 NT. The system asks me to pay 60 NT more, so I have to type this. For example, 1,000 5,000 here. And then the system tell me and say good, and the system saying thank you for coming Kiki's restaurant, and give me some charge, and you complete the whole process. So that's all for today's programming, final programming introduction. Thanks for listening.